All right, thank you for joining me today. My name is Dana Atwood, and I work for the East Central Ohio Educational Service Center, and I'm a technology consultant here. And today we're going to be going over what exactly Google Docs entails versus what Microsoft Word has. We've all been used to Microsoft Word. We've used it several times over and over again throughout the years, whether we used it from starting with papers in high school to working on it in college to in the workforce. Now the teachers are using it on a daily basis, and now that we've all drilled it into your head to use Microsoft Word, now we're starting to go astray from it a little bit. Not 100%, maybe not all the way, to features that Google Docs has to offer that Microsoft Word does not, and some of the advantages of using Docs. Along with that, we're going to touch base on just a few different aspects of what we do with the actual Microsoft Word document we have. So we're going to talk about the comparison of it. We're going to talk about converting the document and then creating a Google Doc versus the Word doc. And we're also going to go over a nifty little Office extension that they have for Chrome. And then if time permits, we're going to also do editing a PDF and then the OCR, which is the optical character recognition. And both those features are pretty cool, so I'd like to get to those if possible. But for right now, we're going to start with the comparison of Google Docs versus Microsoft Word. All right, actually in Google Docs, and I don't have slides for these, so I'm sorry, so you have to listen for a little bit. But in Google Docs, you have many more templates are available to you than the stock ones that they had in Microsoft Word. Google has taken the opportunity to expand it. There's usually one for whatever situation you're looking for, whether it be something to a letter to send, to creating certificates, to creating charts and graphs. Their templates that they have there are absolutely amazing and something to check out. You can also create your own template and save that for future use as well. There is also a handy one if you are an English teacher. There's a MLA style research paper template, and that could be a good one to check out. It gives you different sections of the paper, and it shows you much replaces doing it on your own, for lack of better words. But so that's a good one to check out for English teachers. It's MLA style research paper template. But if you can check out all the templates through the Google Docs, and I'll show you how to get to that point. Also, the research tool, that's another handy feature, and I'll show you that here in a little bit as well. And that research tool just basically allows you to write your paper. You can come to the side of your Google Doc, and while you're doing that, you can click on the link, and then it adds it to your document, and there's a Cite button. You can click that Cite button, and then it adds a selected page for you in the footnotes, so you don't. The collaboration in Google Docs versus Word is absolutely amazing. Word has a little bit of collaboration with it, but not as user-friendly as Google Docs. You're able to share with people within your domain, people with outside your domain. You can track the history, the revision history. Everybody is adding what they want. You can make it so that people can view it. You can make it so people can just comment, and then you can make it so that people can actually change what you're doing and actually do that real-time collaboration. I believe you can have up to 200 people that you can show the document to, and up to 50 right now can actually be in your document at the same time editing while you're in there editing as well, which gets a little crazy at sometimes if you've got 50 in there, but at the same time it's possible. The photos, I want to touch on the photos here as well. Inserting the photos is a lot. You have more options than just strictly from your computer from Word. To me, that's one of the things that I use a lot with Google Docs, so I love that feature. The spell check's a little bit different too. What I noticed is that the spell check in Google Docs seems a bit more sophisticated. Example, Word cannot tell the difference between the word affected or effected. So it's, like I said, a little bit more sophisticated in that aspect, Google Docs is versus Word. The other thing is add-ons. You can add add-ons to Google Docs that you cannot do with Word. An add-on would be something similar to the GMath add-on, the text help. There's one called EasyBib. All those things are going to help you productivity-wise, and you do that straight through your browser, and they're available at your fingertips. So it's an additional add-on to Google Docs. Word does not have that. The availability of Google Docs is the main seller to me as well. I can access everything in my Google Drive on my cell phone, on my tablet, on my Chromebook, on my laptop, on my desktop, at home or at work, at the library, anywhere where I have an internet connection. The other great thing with this is it syncs up live. So if I make a change on my phone, it's going to change on all of them in all those places. As to where when you're at your computer at work, you make a change there on a document. If you want to work on this at home, you either have to save it on a flash drive or you have to upload it to your email account, email it to yourself, get it at home, download it, work on it, make your changes, upload it again. As to where as you're doing this through Google Drive, everything is synced in one simultaneous circle. It's just everything's connected and it's fantastic. Again, you have to have internet connectivity. That's the main thing there. Now, if you do some work and you're offline, as you would be for Microsoft Word, one of the good features with that is that as soon as you get internet connection again, all your changes that you just made sync right back up. So you don't have to worry about saving it or anything like that. It automatically connects and syncs on all those platforms and devices. You can access that anywhere once you receive connection again. And the main selling point with all of this is that the cost for Google Docs is free, absolutely free. If you decide to do this in the business world, I believe there is a small charge in the business world. Being a Google Apps for Educational school, since most of us are anymore, that's all free through Google. Our personal accounts, there is a limit. I believe it's 15 gigs right now through a personal account, but once you go, if you want to go beyond that, you can pay a small fee each month to get more storage. But the availability and the cost are the two main sellers, I think, for everybody with the Google Docs suite. Office, you can buy one standard copy, and I think it's around $150 for that, and you can only put it on one PC. So that was a quick little rundown there to show you, a couple of those differences of what Docs has versus what Word didn't have and why we're kind of going this way. So I'm going to hop off my little presentation here and show you a couple things real quick so that we can go on with today's training. I'm going to hop over to my actual drive here. All right, so as I'm assuming by now everybody understands, how Drive works. I've already done a few different sessions on Drive in the past. If you do not know how Drive works and you don't utilize it fully, I would check out those sessions that were to the right of the registration page when you first came to register for this training today. I have some in there. And if you have any questions about Drive at any point in time, you can always email me as well and I can help you. But this is our basic Drive account. This is my professional development account. So it's not a fully functioning Drive. My actual Drive account is scary, crazy, full of random things. But this is just our basic setup here. So I want to show you a couple things with this. A couple visuals that you can look at too here, this is a document that I've uploaded already to my drive. That was a Word document. And notice it has the W on here. And if you look at this one down here, this is another document, but this is a Google Doc. So you'll see the difference of the icon. Anything with the blue background and the square with the white lines, make a mental note or a visual that that's the actual Google Doc. And this right here is an actual Word document. So if you have files right now that you have saved on your actual hard drive of your computer at work or at home, it would be a beneficial idea to you to try to move them to your Google Docs or your Google Drive account. And by doing that, you're going to create this storage area per se. Flash drives aren't 100% fail proof. I mean, they're going to fail at some point in time. Your hard drive will fail at some point in time. Yes, if you're putting all your information to the cloud, yes, the cloud may possibly fail, but you don't have to worry about a power outage or a static shock to get to that stuff. The only thing that you need to make sure of is that you have your information backed up somewhere. So if you do have it backed up on a flash drive, that's great. But I would also look at backing it up to your actual Google Drive and keeping it here. By doing that, you can click on New and Folder Upload, and then from there you can select the folders of your hard drive that you'd like to upload to your Google Drive. So then that way you have that there. Now some schools, they don't have a network drive, and they have permitted or they've removed the access to be able to save on an actual computer. So they can only save in their Google Drive. So it forces them to do that, which is great because then you have that backup on your cloud and you can access that again anywhere. And you don't have to worry about, did I save it on my computer? Did I save it on my Google Drive? Where is it at? So this is getting your files to your Drive account and getting them there. Now, if you want to use Google Drive instead of using Microsoft Word from here on out, you could do that as well. I know that there's going to be some compatibility issues, and that's the main thing and the main deterrent right now that a lot of people are shying away from. They're not wanting to use Google Docs because it's not the full-blown word processing program that they're used to. Again, remember that Microsoft Word is a powerhouse. It has its own program, its own icon on the desktop that you can open. It has so many more features than Google Docs does, which is correct. And there are certain situations where I have found myself going back to use Microsoft Word versus Google Docs. But then at the same time, then you run into the issues of converting it, and if need be. But if you don't have to convert it and you just want to strictly keep it through Microsoft Word, then that's fine. And that's obviously your preference and how you want to use that. But I just want to make sure that you can tell the difference between the Google Doc and Word, and also show you the extension that Google has offered to kind of help bridge that gap a little bit. So I'm going to show you this file here that I've already uploaded to my actual Google Drive. And this is my Word document. So I'm going to go ahead and just double click on this. Of course, I removed the extension so that I could show you how to install it fresh, and it may still kind of be lingering there. Give me 1 second here. There we go. Okay, so when you open by double clicking a or Microsoft Word document that's in your drive, you'll essentially be brought to the preview screen, and you can only do a limited amount of things from here. You can obviously close it. You can make it appear larger. You can find out some details about it. You can zoom in. You also have a few other options where you can move it to a folder. You can add a star, rename it. You can share this with somebody from here. You can download this to your computer and then open it through Microsoft Word and continue editing it from there. You can print it. And then you also have a couple different open options that you can choose from here. I'm going to close this preview. So you'll see that I can't actually just go into this and edit it. All I can do from here is preview it. I can print it, download it, and share it. So if this is a situation where I wanted to just use my Google Drive as a storage facility or storage spot, I would upload this document, new file upload. I would navigate to the spot on my computer where I had my Word document, and I would click open. And then it's going to open my file. I'll have duplicates, but that's all right. So it's going to open my file. I'm not sorry, it's not going to open it. It's going to put it in my Google Drive spot. So from here, this is my storage spot. So then I would double click on it, and then I'd click download. And then what it's going to do is it's going to download to my computer. And then from here, I'll be able to open it up in Word, enable editing, and then I can go ahead and continue editing my document from there. Then I can save it and then upload it again to Google Drive. That way I have it. So, I mean, if that's something that you want to do instead of using Google Docs at all and just be able to do that, you can. I mean, it's not, you're not being forced to use Google Docs. I'm just showing you that this is an option that you can use this that way. You can also convert this to Google Docs. So from here, I'm going to remove my second one so I don't get confused there. Okay. So from here, this is the document that has the W. Remember that our W icon means that it's a Microsoft Word document, and the blue sticks with the blue, so those are both our word processing programs. So from here, I'm going to actually convert my document. I'm going to right-click, and I'm going to select Open With and Google Docs. So since when I double-click it to open it, also I get to the preview, I don't want the preview anymore. I want to actually convert it. So again, that's right-click on your document, Open With, and Google Docs. Now, right now, Google Docs is kind of stripping out a lot of the basic formatting that's behind the scenes that Word has to offer. So it may not look exactly the same way as your other document did. You may be missing some certain fonts. Maybe that font was only used in Microsoft Word and not available in Google Docs. You may be missing some graphic icons. Your tables and formatting and page setup may be off. But Google's going to do the best they can to rearrange that document for you. So I think they did a pretty good job. We'll go back and preview my document here, just to kind of glance at it again real quick, and then flip over to the actual document again, and it looks pretty good. So now I have my editable text. I have my columns still down here. I can still add everything, and I have my formatting bar up here. So I have all my options to be able to edit this document. So now I'm not in Microsoft Word anymore, because that was an actual separate program. So just a couple visual points to make sure that you check out and that you know where you're at. We've got our Google Drive box still up here. So here's our drive. But now we've opened up a new tab. So we're still in our Chrome browser. We're still able to access all of our features of the Google world. We're just not anymore in our Microsoft Office program. So we may be missing a few formatting options or a few different things that you may have used before, but Google's done a pretty good job of trying to make sure that they're incorporating everything from Word and starting to continue to update Google Docs as much as they can to make it more user-friendly and to make sure that the people that were not all about it at first, since it didn't have everything that Word did, they're trying to fix that and make sure that they're including as much as they can. So here's my actual Google Doc. I'm going to go back to my Drive and kind of show you what it did here. So back to here, here's my W. I've got Ohio Local Schools. If you come down here and look at my next image down here, I've got my Google Doc icon with Ohio Local Schools. So it's the same document, but now I've got the original Word document, and now I've got the document that was converted to Google Docs. So when you come back in here the next time to be able to edit your document, just note and have that visual that you're no longer using this document because you still just open it and it goes to your preview. But instead, you're actually using this document here in your actual Google Docs. Some people, once they convert a document to Google Docs, they delete that original so that they're not confused about that anymore and they don't have to worry about that. Or some people can create their, I've seen where they've created their own folder. So I'm going to click New and Folder, and I'm going to call this Word Originals. So now that I've had this document converted, I can click on this and drag it into my folder, and then it's no longer there. So now all I have is that actual document that's been converted to Google Docs. So if you're not going to use Google Drive as your storage system to be able to upload a file and then download it when you need to, make the changes in Word, then re-upload it to your Google Drive, and you're going to stick with Google Docs, this would be a good solution for you to be able to move your originals here. That way you don't get confused by that. So that's just an idea for something you can do with that if you're going to continue to use it. Use Google Docs versus using this as a storage system. So again, all I did here was on my original document, I right-clicked, Open with Google Docs, and then from here, I received my actual converted Google Doc page, and then I can do what I like with it. A couple things I want to point out while we're in here and taking a look at this document. Under File, and these are a few things that I've mentioned previously when we were doing the comparisons. We have the option to do the See Revision History. So I can click on that, and if I have this document shared with several other people or even just myself, I can click on that See Revision History and I can note and track all the changes that was made during this time to this document. So I can click on that here. There wasn't much changes. There wasn't much. There were not very many changes as I just converted this document. But as you can tell, as you have more changes, it'll build up right here. I'm going to click the arrow and go back. Under File, you also have an option to make a copy. Make a copy would be similar to the Save As feature of Microsoft Word. So if you wanted to create this template or use this original again, you can do Make a Copy. It's going to call it then from here Copy Of. So it's always going to say Copy Of, and then the name of the document is already. If it's already shared with people, you can check here to share it with the same people. If not, you don't have to worry about it. You can also move the item to trash here. That would be delete instead of on Word where it would be delete. This would be moved to trash. Your trash in your Google Drive never is deleted. You have to manually delete it. Unlike your Gmail's every 30 days, it gets automatically deleted. Your trash in your Drive stays there until you do that. The other thing here is your download as. So since we are in Google Docs, you can download this document right here as a Microsoft Word document. So you can do that here. So you can convert your document from Word to Google Docs, but this is how you would convert it back from Google Docs to Microsoft Word. So if you wanted to be able to use this in Microsoft Word, maybe you're not a fan of the Google setup, maybe you have more options in Microsoft Word for something else you want to do with this, but you've started it on the road with Google Docs, that's how you would do that from here. All right, and then under Insert an Image, this is the big seller to me, is back to the Photos section for Google Docs. Not only do you have your option, as you would in Google or in Microsoft Word, to choose an image to upload. So this would essentially be going to your actual computer drive and your pictures, and then being able to find a picture here that you would want to select to open. You can also take a snapshot, which turns on your camera. You can also enter a URL. So if you have an image from a website with a URL, you can paste that URL here and the image will show. You can also go to your albums that are in your actual Google Plus account. So you can have photos in there and you can take them from there. You can bring up any of the photos that you have in your actual Google Drive account. So if you have photos scheduled in a certain folder, you can find them there. You can find photos that are in your shared with me, and then you can go to recent. So then this is straight from your Google Drive. Or you can actually search. So right now we've already been given 4 options that aren't even available in Microsoft Word. So to me that's pretty big. This other option though is pretty awesome. Rather than going to Google and Chrome and opening up the Google search site and searching for a photo that way, saving the photo to your computer or your Drive account, and then going back to upload it from there, you can actually search within Google Docs and you're inserting the image. So let's just say this is a summer sign out sheet that I have. So I'm going to type the word summer. Maybe I'm looking for maybe a picture of the sun or something like that that I can throw in here. Here, this one says summertime. I can go ahead and I can check this picture, and then I can click select, and then it inserts my picture that I've selected straight into my document. From here, I can shrink it, make it larger. I'm going to click on wrap text, and I'm going to place it up here at the top as high as it'll let me go. And then I've got my picture in my document. So it's kind of a time saver in that aspect. And you know, you're getting some safer images because it's going through Google's safer search engine through that way. Again, that was just straight under image, I'm sorry, insert, image, and then upload should be the first one that pops up, and then it was a search at the end. And all I did was type in what I was looking for, and then it pops up with some options. You can filter it even further by any type, where you can do a face or a photo, which is what that looks like, or clip art or line drawing. And you can also narrow it down by a certain color if you're looking for a certain color. Obviously, the full color option here will let you be able to pick something that's full color. And then from here, go ahead and click the X to go back to my document here. So that was inserting the images. To me, that's a pretty huge and awesome time saver, especially for the kids when they're on Chromebooks in class or on a computer setting in class, rather than having to go to Google's site, find type in what they're looking for, click on images, find the image, save it. It's a little bit quicker and a little bit safer, I think. Also, I'll show you here. I'll go down. Actually, I may just do a new document to show you this difference too. Some people have complained that the column feature in Google Docs is not the same as Microsoft Word. This, to me, I guess I didn't find it to be a big deal, but some people it was a deal breaker for it. But I'll show you how I would insert a table to work as the columns that I would need. So let's say we're doing maybe a newsletter format or something like that, and it's 3 columns. I would come into insert, go down to table, and mouse over. I can make this as big as I want to. Well, obviously only up to 20 by 20 there. But let's say we are going to do 3 columns. I don't necessarily need the rows. I can add rows later if I need to. But for right now, I'm just going to do 3 columns. So from here, now I can start typing and adding content that I would like to have. I can tab over, or words can be typed here to show you this example. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you are able to get something out of this training. Okay, so this is just a quick example. I just threw some text in there. Now, obviously, it looks like a table set up right now, But what what Google's workaround is for this, to use the columns in that column style, if you right-click on the lines in your table right there and select Table Properties, this is the main feature here that you need to make sure that you change in order for this to work. Your table border right now is black. If you take the black and go down to white, and you go maybe, let's say, the 0.5, and you come down and click OK, you'll see now that the lines in my table went away, and now I have my columns. So I can still go back and edit my properties. I can do my cell padding, I can do my alignments, my table alignment. This is for cell. I've got cell background color, so I could even change that if I'd like to for one certain column. And as I keep going down here, that's going to continue with that column. So it kind of breaks it up a little bit with that. But you still have the column aspect, it's just within the tables. So again, that was basically just inserting my table from Insert and Table, selecting how many rows, or I'm sorry, columns I wanted. If I did want rows, I can select them here. If not, I can right-click on my table and I can do Insert Row. So then I've got a little break, and then I've got a new row. So don't think that Microsoft Word, that you have to use Word because it doesn't have the columns feature in Google Docs. There are workarounds. There are ways that Google is trying to kind of help still make it work for you, just they're using different ways to do it. So that's one of those features there that I wanted to show to you with that. I'm going to go back to this document here. So again, that was under image. We did the images, and then we just did the table. And then you still have the option to add footnotes, and then footers and headers and page breaks, table of contents, the same that you did with Microsoft Word. The formatting is pretty much the same. Tools, there are a few other options here as well. The research, this is what I was talking about earlier. You can click on research, and then from here, we'll stick with our keyword summer. You can type in what you're looking for. You can go to the link, and then you'll be able to click the cite button to cite maybe on your research paper if it's something from that article that you're using. So I can even just click and drag this picture in from here. Oops, it kind of put it right in the middle there. Let me put it up here a little bit. Oops, I lost my one. Here, let me just redo that so you can see that a little bit better. So by clicking and dragging this picture in, you'll notice that it inserted my one here. And I scroll to the bottom of my page, and it's got my cite notation here. Granted, I had some text already on there, so it's kind of overwriting that, but it's going to put it towards the bottom of the page there in the footers. So it's got the picture, and then it's got my cite indication. So that's how you do with the picture. And then if this is some information from this article that you would like, you'll be able to do that and then click the cite for there as well. And that's where you would put that information. So that's kind of a nifty feature with that. You can close that. I'm going to get rid of that there. And back under tools, we had mentioned earlier with the spelling, the spell check features, and that's through there. And then one of the newest features with Google Docs that I didn't even mention yet is the voice typing. They've had a little bit of the voice typing, but they've just expanded it within the last couple months to make this more user-friendly and voice-friendly. And they've also added a ton more commands that you can say with your voice, such as you can go back to where you've started the line. You can correct it, correct a spelling with your voice. You can highlight the text with your voice. You can change the font style. You can change the font color. You can change the bolding of it. Everything with your voice. I mean, pretty much you can do with your document. I will be doing another demonstration or a webinar on just the straight voice typing at some point in time coming up here shortly. So we're not going to spend too much time on that. But I just did want to point out to you that, that is an option if you rather dictate what you would rather say than type it. It's a great feature that Google Docs has to offer that Microsoft Word does not. And then you could also insert your table here if you didn't want to do it under Insert and Table. They have their own section, separate little table spot right here. So it's the same thing and the same setup that way. And then the add-ons. This is where you would click to get your add-ons for Google Docs. So you're going to click add-ons and get add-ons. And then from here, it's going to open up kind of a miniature web store with actually all the available add-ons right now for Google Docs. I've not used very many of these myself, but in talking with some teachers, I've heard that the Easy Bib was a great one. The Thesaurus is a good one as well. And Table of Contents. Also, there's more templates, even more available in the template gallery here. And you can just browse through these. If you are in a secretary field where maybe you use a lot of the Avery labels and mail merges, that one is a great one as well. But you can browse through these. There's several different ones that are in here that you could take a look at. And then to look at them in a little bit deeper atmosphere aspect, you can click on them to make them larger. And then from here, you've got some screenshots that you can mouse through to kind of give you an idea of what it does. And then your overview of everything here is listed down below. And there's also reviews from other people that have used them before. If reading reviews is something that you do, and you won't download something until you read a review, make sure you read the good ones that are 5 stars, and then make sure you read some of the smaller ones too. You can always click free, and that then adds it to your account. I'm going to show you, it's going to ask that it has some permissions, and that's just part of the whole add-on setup. It's going to add it for you, and you can find it under your add-ons by clicking add-ons, and then it's here again. So then you can be able to click on it from here. Now, if this is something that does not work for you and you don't want it anymore, you go back to click add-ons, manage add-ons, and then from here, you can click remove, and then it removes it from any of your add-ons. So it's like then you're starting fresh again. So just in case you find one you don't like, or you have a lot, maybe you don't use them anymore, that's where you would get rid of them. Again, so that's just some of the features that are available to you through Google Docs versus Microsoft Word that Word does not have to offer. The rest of this is just your basic formatting that you would find in Microsoft Word with your fonts. Google only gives you so many fonts from here. Then you can add more fonts. You can click on the font box. You can come in here and find something that you'd like. And then when you, I think as soon as you click it, it puts it in there. So you already have it here. Now, if you're browsing through the fonts that you already have and you find something that you know that you will never, ever use, you can come in here and just click that X so then you won't see it pop up under your font list. And then go ahead and click OK. Another great benefit of Google Docs, and that I've not even mentioned yet, is the Save feature. If you notice right now, it says all my changes are saved in Drive. When I mouse over this, it says every change you make is automatically saved in Drive, and my last edit was 5 minutes ago. With Microsoft Word, you have to actually click Save every so often. So you can repeat every change you make is automatically saved. So I'm going to come down here, right here, and just start typing. So keep your eye right here as I start typing. All changes are being saved at this very second. As I finish that, As soon as I'm done typing, it says all changes saved in Drive. So now if I go to pull this up on my phone or on my Chromebook or another computer somewhere else, or if somebody is, if I have this shared with somebody else and they're in the same document as me working, that those changes are made all in real time. So just keep that in mind too. It's just another little benefit within the Google Docs suite that is available that is a time saver, I believe, as well. I'm going to go ahead and delete that so that's not there anymore. I'll go ahead and leave my picture. All right, so those are the main features, the main differences, and kind of what's going on then with our Google Docs. So now that we've been in Google Docs and know how to actually use that part of the system from here, I'm assuming also that we've shared documents before. If you haven't, that's obviously just by clicking share, entering the name of the person that you'd like to send your message to, share this with. If they're already in your domain, as you start typing their name, it'll pop up. If they're not already in your domain, you have to put in their full address. And this is where you also have the visibility to see what their rights are set onto. So right now, if I send this to somebody, they can edit. Then if I change this to comment, they can only leave a comment on the side of the document about it. And then can view means that they can only pull this up, they can view it, they can download it, and they also have the option to reshare it with somebody, but they can't make any changes to the document. They can download their own copy, or then they can make a copy, and then they can make changes to your copy. But just know that, you know, once you do that, can view it, that they can do that as well. And once you click can edit, then they can edit your whole document and change it. But if they didn't mean to change it and they changed it to something that is incorrect, you need to go back, you can revert that and change it back through your revision history. You can also click on advanced here, and from here it shows you a better list of who has access to the document, and you can change their rights here as well when you add more people. You can also prevent editors from changing access and adding new people, and you can also disable options to download, print, and copy for commenters and viewers. So they have to be an editor that can do that. So just know that that's, you know, there and a possibility for you too. Again, this is all within the actual Google Docs. There's a extension that I want to show you here next. That allows you to actually work better with the actual Microsoft Office program. So I'm going to go ahead and click this link here. So this is going to take me to my actual Google Play, right, Google Web Store. So with this, with working with Office files, you can edit, download, and convert Microsoft Office files in Google Docs, Sheets, and Slides. And then you can edit Office file. And to be able to edit this Office file, you can use the Office Compatibility mode, or OCM. And you can convert the file to Google Docs, Sheets, or Slides. So we've done it where we've converted it. But now I want to show you this OCM, this Office Compatibility mode. It says once you've edited your Docs, Sheets, and Slides, you can also save it and export it as an Office file to share it with others. So, and I showed you as well in our Google Doc back here where you can do that. And that was File, Download as, Microsoft Word. So that's how you would be able to export it as an Office file. But to be able to edit the Office files, I'm going to go back here to this tab. Again, this is using our Office Compatibility mode. So what you would need to do is in your Chrome browser, you can open up your browser window, and then you would go to your Chrome web store through your apps. So here's your new window. You go to apps and you go to web store. From here, you're going to type in Office Editing, and then make sure you click Extensions. So that way you only have the extensions available. So then from here, this top one, this is what we're looking for. Office editing for docs, sheets, and slides. From here, we're going to click Add to Chrome. You'll get a pop-up box asking for permissions and letting you know what it will do. We're going to click Add Extension. So it's going to say checking. And it should be installing. I'm hoping I don't run into any problems since I just deleted it. Okay, great. Now it says Office Editing for Docs, Sheets, and Slides has been added to Chrome. So that's how you know it's been added to your extensions. This icon will be visible when the extension can act on the current page, and you can manage your extensions by clicking the extensions in the Tools menu. So I'm going to click Close. I'm going to close this tab and go back to my actual drive here. Okay, so now that I have my extension installed, if you didn't have your drive open already, it's not a problem. You can go to your drive now. If you did have your drive open, go ahead and refresh. Anytime that I add an extension or an app, I refresh the page that I'm on. That way it activates that, and so that it's there for you and ready to use. So I'm going to go back to my Word originals because here's my actual Word document. So now I can go back and I can edit my Office file with a strip of my here. It should be reading my Chrome extension and opening my document. Now remember before when I opened up my Word document, it just gave me that preview. So this is a little bit different where it gives you an actual new tab. It's running off my Chrome extension, and then I've got it showing here. This is just a little preview that pops up. It says you can now edit Word, Excel, PowerPoint files from your hard drive, Google Drive, Gmail, and more using docs, sheets, and slides. It says all your edits are automatically saved, and you can always save the original format too. So then from here, you can click Got It. So now we're in our document here. So this is our Office Compatibility mode. And in the menu, you can edit the file or save it to Google Docs, Sheets, or Slides. To edit Office files on a Chromebook, I don't believe right now you can do that. They may have changed it, but the last time I checked, this extension wasn't available for that. So this is strictly desktops, PCs, laptops from there. So now you can make any changes that you need to on this. Again, it's not a fully functioning version of Word. It's a stripped down version. It is basically more of a light version from here. So you can do what you need to make any changes. So once you do that and you're done making any changes that you need to with this, the only options that you really have is either save as Google Docs. So you're going to save this as a Google Doc where it's going to convert that back to your Google Docs again. Or from here, you can click download. And by downloading it, then it downloads that document back to your computer. So maybe you don't have Microsoft Word on the computer that you're using, but you'll be able to download, you'll be able to upload this to your computer. You can use this extension to do what you need to do with it. Then you can either save it as Google Docs or again, download it to your computer and use that from there. Some of the features that are not supported during conversions to Google Docs would be the password protected files. If you've implemented macros before, if you've embedded charts in a Word and or a PowerPoint file, and then linked spreadsheets and Excel files. Those right now are not features that are supported within converting documents. The compatible file types that we'll be able to use with the Office compatibility mode is .doc for documents or .dox. The main one for spreadsheets is .xls or .xlsx. And then presentations for PowerPoint would be .ppt or .pptx. And then you can also print it from here. And you can still share it if you need to as well. From here, I'm going to just click Save as Google Docs and show you what it does. Again, it opens up. It says your file is now in Google Docs format, and then you can click the Share button to start editing with others as well if you'd like to. And then it's back to your actual Google Docs. I'm going to go back to my Drive and show you that difference. Again, here's our original and here's our Google Doc version. But again, this was the Office compatibility mode, and so that'll be able to at least get you to a lighter version of that setup and go from there. All right, now I want to kind of switch gears for just a second here. I'm going to close some of these extra windows I don't necessarily need. Okay, and go back to my Google Drive account. All right, I have a PDF that I've scanned into my computer, and I want to make sure, or I want to be able to use this PDF for to grab the text from it. There's been some times where maybe we've had a PDF. Oops, I'm going to click on this one. A PDF where we have not been able to highlight the text. I know I've seen that several times. Some of them you can, some you can't. If you do have a PDF that you are not able to copy and paste the text, this is a good example of maybe trying this to see if this works. And this is in the PDF conversion. So what you need to do is you need to scan your PDF or scan it in your copier, email it to yourself, and it emails it as an actual PDF. Or if you already have it in your PDF and it's saved on your email, you need to download it and get that to your drive. So you can do that by from your actual email account, or you can save it directly to your drive. Or while you're in your drive, you click on New and click File Upload, and then here's where you can pull it from where you saved it from. But I already have my PDF in my Google Drive already. When I double click on it, it goes again to the preview mode. When I close it, it goes back out to my Google Drive. Again, for my preview mode, I can pretty much either open it with, I can print, I can download, I can share it, and then I have a few more actions there as well. But from my Google Drive and my main account here, I'm going to right click, I'm going to click Open with Google Docs. That's the key feature to do this. Now, right now, what it's doing is it's converting that PDF to an actual Google Doc account or Google Doc document. So now I'll be able to edit this document, manipulate the text, and be able to get what I need from it. So now from here, yes, I could have copied and pasted this information as well. But again, this is just to make sure that I show you how you can convert maybe an entire PDF or try to convert the PDF that you could not copy the text from. So if you see here, I've got the PDF that I opened, where I right-clicked and opened with in Google Docs. It's up here at the top. So you may need to go back and read this content to make sure that it transferred correctly. I would make sure that everything makes sense and they didn't leave out a word. I'm going to bring up my actual preview here. If you notice, I had a graphic here at the top. I have bold, all caps font. I have a line. I've got a different color here. I've got some italicized font here. I've got bold and I've got regular font. So this is my PDF. I'm going to come back to my Google Doc now. Notice that my icon is gone. My font's not as bold. My font here looks good. I do have the italicized font in this one, but I am missing the bolding on this first section here, and then everything else pretty much looks the same with that. So know that when you convert everything and you're doing this with the PDF, know you're going to lose some images. You're going to lose some basic formatting. You're going to lose some font. You may have to reconstruct it, especially if it's a badly scanned image or badly scanned PDF. But now in here, I can do what I want with this. I can bold that. I can go back and I can insert my horizontal line to maybe kind of make this look a little similar to what it did before. And if I wanted to insert that image or a picture or something right there in that spot, I can get my image, and then I can make it however big or small I want. Do 0 margins. So now I've got my image, I got my line, and then I can go back through and do what I need to with the rest of the document if I want it to look similar. If not, I can do what I want to. Maybe this is outdated information, so I can go ahead and delete that. I'm going to get that whole row here. But anyway, it renames my document as the same as the PDF, and it shows 1 because that's a copy, and then PDF. So if this is something that obviously you don't want to be named that PDF anymore, you can remove that, and then it basically saves that right here. I can click enter. So now this is the name of my document in my Google Doc as itself. So I can do what I want to with this. I can manipulate it. I can share it. I can do everything now within Google Docs. I'm going to go back to my Drive, close my preview. I'm just going to click refresh because I'm not seeing it show up here. Sometimes you have to do that with your Google Drive. If you just created a document, always click refresh. Don't freak out that it's gone. But you'll see that this was my PDF that I converted from, and now this is my actual Google Doc. So again, here's my PDF, and then my Google Doc that I just redid and manipulated. So that is, again, how I would convert my PDF from that to a Google Doc. All right, and there was, I think, the optical character recognition. I can show you that here real quick. It should only take a couple more minutes. I know we're kind of pushing that hour here real quick, but it's kind of the same situation, the same philosophy of the PDF, but this is an image. So this is a picture that I took on my cell phone of a dog training manual that I had. So you have to make sure if you are doing this of anything with that you have that you don't scan into your from a copier. Maybe you're just taking this as a quick picture, maybe a business card even that you found. Any text that you see somewhere is the main purpose of this that you want to capture and maybe edit or paste it somewhere. So I took this picture on my cell phone. I emailed it to myself, or you could save it directly to your Google Drive from your phone. But then from there, the main purpose and the main thing you need to do is get it to your Google Drive. From here, you can right-click, open with, again, with Google Docs. And what this is doing right now is it's stripping, again, all the pictures, all the stuff that's kind of junk from it, and it's converting that to text. So that way you can do what you would like to with it. So it's going to insert the picture for you at the top here. Notice it has the chapter 1 teaching with the picture of the doghouse, the line, and then it goes down to trick training requires basic training. Notice that all I really have is this trick training requires basic training. So the line will be there no matter what you do. But notice that my other line, the font, and the graphic are gone. But then it goes down to say teaching your dog to perform tricks requires a solid foundation. Teaching your dog to perform tricks requires a solid foundation. So I would get in the habit, if you do this a lot, to make sure that you double read to make sure they did transfer everything correctly and that there's no formatting to take care of. Looks like there's an issue down here. But now you can take this text and you can do what you want to it. You can make it larger, you can change the font color, you can change the size again, you can change the font itself. But the main purpose of this was to have editable text, and I do. I can highlight it, I can cut, copy, and paste it, and I can do any of the formatting that I would normally do with text that was not even in a picture before. So again, it's just showing you another feature, another function that Google Docs has to offer that Microsoft Word does not. So then from here, I can delete the picture that I want, if I want to, delete the line, and then I can even click my formatting tool and go back to that font so that it's all the same from here on out. So then I still have my text, no picture, and can go from there. When I go back to my drive, again, I need to click refresh. It's not automatically showing real quick there. Or maybe I just didn't save it. There it is. So then from here, I can click on my document again, and there it is. So there's my image, my little image icon, and then my Google Doc with its blue icon. You can see that there. So this is my editable one. This is my flat picture and non-editable. Again, I just did right-click, open with Google Docs. All right, so basically that's all I've got for you today. And hopefully you were able to learn a little bit, kind of getting our feet wet a little bit with what Google Docs, the differences between Docs versus Word. Docs is, yes, back to that web-based browser where you can only do it through your an internet connection or offline, but any of the changes that you make offline become available to you again then once you hit internet access. As to where Word strictly one computer, you have to maybe purchase another copy to get you to use at home. You may not be able to have access to Word everywhere you go. And then you, again, any changes you make on one computer don't change on the other computer that you have that you're using. You have to be able to upload it to a storage device and then bring it back down at some point in time if you want to work on it in another spot. So that's just the basics with that. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me, dana.atwood@ecoesd.org. You can find me on Google Plus at +DanaAtwood25. I'm always posting stuff that I find that looks informational and helpful for you as the end user. So go ahead and follow me there, and hopefully you are good to go with this. And if not, send me an email and we'll go from there. All right, thank you so much for taking the time today, and we'll catch you next week. Thanks.